Greetings, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. Welcome to the Now You Know TV. On this channel, we take you out of what is ordinary and bring you to facts and logic. You learn, try, and discover new things. So today, we are going to discuss and I'll take you to the kitchen. We are going to prepare the Kenyan Jallof rice. Kenyan Jallof rice. What is Kenyan Jallof rice? Kenyan Jallof rice is commonly known as pilau. In Kenya, when you're a visitor or when it's a very big occasion, there's something that we give you, we prepare for you a special dish called pilau. What is pilau? It's a simple dish that is rice with flavored meat. So we prepare the meat in a very special way. We mix it with rice, we add spices, and sometimes can be added vegetables. So I'll be able to take you through the spices to make pilau. And even if you're in Nigeria, you are in South Africa, you are in Europe, if you get those spices, you can make yourself Kenyan Jallof rice pilau, because you only need meat and rice and with special spices. There you go, you have pilau. For my Kenyan people, what is Jallof rice? Jallof rice is a West African dish that is made with long grain rice, tomatoes, onions, spices, vegetables, and also meat. So it's all mixed in one sufuria, one pot. Yeah. So it's similar to pilau, although the spices are different, and then they mix vegetables in there. They can mix, they mix a lot of things in there. So that's what is Jallof rice. So today we are going to try to make Kenyan pilau in the best way. I'll show you some tricks and you are going to enjoy it. Karibu sana. Let's get into the kitchen, guys. So the first thing we do is we boil our meat. But before boiling, you have to wash your meat first. Then we boil it. Today we are going to use a charcoal stove, commonly known as the jiko here in Kenya. So that is how we boil our meat. It's the first thing when you want to prepare the Kenyan Jallof rice, aka pilau. So welcome, guys, let's continue cooking. So that's the first step. When you boil, you have to put salt, you have to put some ginger so that it can soften the meat. If you just boil that way, the meat will not become tender or soft. Remember, we've not marinated, we've just boiled it directly. So you have to put some salt and some ginger so as to be able to make it to be a little bit softer when the meat is done. Yeah, that's the first step. So make sure, guys, you wash your meat carefully. It's health-wise, it's very important to make sure your meat is clean. Yeah, wash it with salt and before you boil. Many people prefer, I don't know, you pour water, you just don't wash, you pour the first water, but it's still not healthy. So make sure you wash your meat first and so that now you can boil. So I'm washing my meat, and you see I'm not just washing, I'm washing it properly. All the blood, I want to make sure it's out, all the dirt, because meat can make you even sick if it's not properly washed and cleaned. So now, are you ready? We now start cooking. Yeah, so these are the spices. We have garlic and ginger, that is tomato paste. We have tomato, we have salt, we have potatoes, we have meat, that is already boiled meat. We have white rice. You can use any rice of your choice. Yeah. And I'm sure in every country there is a certain type of rice that you like. So make sure you put oil into your sufuria and the oil gets boiled. Yeah, so I put my onions, that's the first thing. Yeah, when the oil is hot, you put our onions and you make sure now you stir the onions until now it's almost golden brown. Not burnt, but golden brown. Do not burn your onions. Yeah, so mine are not burnt. It's just because at this moment it's dark, but I'll put on some light so that you can see. So now we are done adding onions. You just stir. Yep. Stir the onions carefully, mix it. Yes. So guys, I was holding with one like I was using this one hand to shoot and one hand to stir. That's why you're seeing me putting like very small portions, because I was the cameraman, the director, and I was still the cook of the day. Yeah, you bear with me. So make sure the onions are well done, they are well cooked. Oh, so you see now I've put some light. Yeah, you see my onions are not burnt, but they're still cooking. We want them to turn into golden brown. So you just stir. At this moment I've not put anything, I've not added anything. The onion is still plain. Yeah, so let's see what I add next. I add salt. Salt is very important when the onions are cooking. It makes the food sweeter and tastier. So you can add salt when the onions are still cooking. There's no harm. So let's make sure our onions are well cooked first. Stir. Yeah. So I want you to comment down below, what do you use to make jollof rice in your country? Show, like, okay. So then now you put the dawaya pilau or the pilau spices. They're being sold. So when you come to Kenya, you just ask for dawaya pilau and you'll be given. And that is just some seeds, natural spices mixed together. So you can just say dawaya pilau. Yeah, so I want you to comment, how do you prepare? Then that is ginger mixed with garlic. Yeah, you have to mix it with garlic and then uponde, yeah? What is kuponda in English? I don't know. Yeah, so stir it well. Stir. Koroga. Make sure it's well cooked. Remember, the garlic gets burnt so fast, so don't leave the kitchen if you are still okay. The next step is you add the tomato paste, and that's what I've done. Tomato paste, this is blended tomato. Here in Kenya it's sold, but if you don't have tomato paste, you can just use a blender to blend your tomato. Yeah, so that's what I was doing. Now adding my tomato paste and stir. Make sure the tomato paste gets cooked. Why are we adding after the garlic and ginger? Because it helps the ginger not to get burnt, because ginger and garlic gets burnt up so easily and quickly, and you don't want our food to get burnt. So let's stir. We wait. Yeah, and also I forgot to tell you, the oil that is put for pilau is much more compared to the normal food that we usually cook. What is that? That is tomato paste. The remaining part, now I had to add some water. Yeah, just some little water, also to help the onions not to get burnt. So I was saying oil is needed when making pilau. Yeah, not too much but not too little. Again, it's much oil compared to the normal food making. Yeah. So you stir. If you have some music, let's listen to music as we stir. Yeah. So now we have our meat next. So we add our meat. I'm using beef meat. Yep. So sometimes we have chicken pilau. You can add chicken, but I'll show you some other time how to make chicken pilau. But for now, let's add our meat, our beef. You stir. Make sure the meat absorbs the oil and the ingredients. Yeah. So the trick is stirring. In every food that you make, you have to stir. Yeah. So now this is the meat. It's not burnt. It's just the lighting. Yep. We don't want our food to get burnt. Food that is burnt is not sweet. Okay, guys? So we add our potatoes. How do you call them? Do you call them potatoes or potatoes? In my country, we call them potatoes. Because we are Kenyans, yeah? Okay. So now our potatoes, we continue stirring them. I've not added anything. It's just the potatoes, but I'm stirring, just kukoroga hadi viazi vishike mafuta. Yeah. So that's the secret. The main secret is stirring. If you want your food to taste sweeter, keep on stirring. It will taste sweeter and sweeter. So remember the water from the meat that I had boiled. Don't throw it away. So that's what I've put now. So that the potatoes can cook for a little bit, like 5 minutes before putting or adding some rice, because we want the potatoes also to cook. Yeah, so for this, just some little water, very little water. Then now I add some rice. So here is the secret. People now will put water, but no, put your rice and stir it. Stir and stir and stir the rice. Yep. Before adding any water. So people will boil water. That is not right. You're supposed to stir your rice. And guys, I had already boiled water for the rice. Yeah, so I'll use boiled water. Make sure you boil your water. Yeah, so as you can see, that's my water. I add some more. Yep. Yeah, make sure it's enough water. Yeah. So you can so I waited for the rice to cook and boil. Now it's ready. Yep, as you can see, that's my rice, my pilau. Yeah, the Kenyan Jallof rice. So that's how simple we make it. That is meat with potatoes and natural spices that are made to make pilau. Yeah. So we serve. Now we are serving. Yep. You can decide to serve a lot or just a little. So pilau is usually made on special occasions, not eaten every day. In Kenya, it's a very expensive meal. Also, I know in West Africa, jollof rice is not made every day. There we go. We have our pilau, the best dish ever. Yeah, and as you can see, it's usually eaten with a banana. Kachumbari. Kachumbari is tomato mixed with the onions. We also have pepper, pilipili. Yeah, and it's usually eaten with hands, not with spoons.